Leo Zagami, who's an expert on the Vatican, and he's written an article at leozagami.com. It's also at Infowars.com. Greta's parents reported to child services in Sweden this morning. Talk about an abused child, a brainwashed child. Surprise, Greta Thunberg's coach is a Soros, Bill and Melinda Gates operative. Well, of course they are. And her security and the guy handling her at the UN is also that. And of course, her parents are Antifa. So we're going to get Hotep Jesus' take on that. But I wanted to bring, and we'll go to Hotep in just a moment, I wanted to bring Leo Zagami in here, who's broken this news. Give us the latest intel on Greta. I mean, she was like possessed by Hitler. When I say that, I mean, she really had the wild-eyedness, that certain look, that certain cadence. A lot of people are making the Hitler parallel right now.
Yes, Alex, I've been sincerely praying very much for Greta in the last 24 hours, because the moment Trump crossed Greta, this demon came out of her and was visible in her eyes. And it really broke my heart because this child is being not only abused as, of course, for propaganda reasons, but she obviously has some demon inside her, and it's becoming increasingly visible. So when earlier this morning, a friend from Stockholm contacted me, sending me this news that the parents have been reported for child abuse, and this report is being taken seriously. Well, in a way, Alex, I was really relieved, because yesterday here on my own channel, I actually prayed for her and made a kind of like a liberation prayer, because I felt really sorry for this person. He's like, I mean, The Exorcist was a film in which you had a priest who was Mac von Sydow, who was Swedish and a Jesuit, with a girl. And in this case, the girl is Swedish, and she is possessed, and there is no doubt on that, because when Trump, a man of God, who is about to talk about a subject like religious intolerance, in a way nobody has done ever before, who has invested now 25 million, talking about the fact that Christians have been killed, Jews have been killed, Muslims of various denominations kill each other every day. Religious intolerance has to end. And instead we are talking here about the rubbish that Greta was pushing through with her propaganda. And of course, at one point when she went on stage, it was visible to the whole world, and even to the child services in Sweden, who are taking this report very seriously. So I expect the parents of Greta to have some big problems on their return to Sweden.
Because they're just passing her around to the globalists everywhere. She's clearly totally brainwashed. Hotep Jesus has been marketing for many decades, both traditional and digital spheres, very well known. He's a natural teacher and a wealth of knowledge. He was popular radio and TV shows, a huge guest. Everybody knows that. He's also known for his work with Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and the regional marketing director for his incubator program. In addition, he's doing work in sub-Saharan Africa, Tanzania, where he keeps in contact with a translator on the ground that helped facilitate resources for children's programs. Brian's dream is a life of philanthropy. Hotep Jesus, H-O-T-E-P, Jesus, at Hotep Jesus on Twitter. Hotep, I want to get you on about the waterfront. Leo's with us a little bit longer. I want to get Leo back on tomorrow. I want to get you on routinely because we love your work, love you on Joe Rogan. What do you make of Greta Thunberg, Trump's speech at the UN, just the climate we're in right now, the energy level? I can feel the energy. Do you feel that?
Leo made me laugh. When he said she was possessed, I was like, yo, that kind of goes in line with what I was thinking, because when I first saw Greta, I thought of the Chucky doll, right? So everybody's saying, oh, you know, you can't talk about this little kid and that and third. And I said to myself, I said, if the Chucky doll was running after you with a knife in his hand, would you punch the little thing or would you feel bad? You know, so with Greta, I'm like, I see Chucky. I see somebody that I really don't care what their age is. You know, once you enter the conversation and you put yourself in the front, you got to be able to take some bullets, right? You got to be able to take some criticism. There she is right there. That's Greta. To me, that's what I see.
No, you're right. I was calling her the Grinch. She looks more like Chucky.
You see that? Like this is not. And it's the sad
And
part
Chucky
is
says, Chucky goes, I'm watching you. And she says that. I'm watching. She's like the German, she's like Hitler meets Chucky.
yeah, and you know, it's a fraud. It's a facade because she gets into character when she did that little speech, right? And I think her dad was actor or his mom or something like that. This little girl is being propped up to push an agenda. Scott Presler has done more for the climate in 2 days than her entire movement will ever do. This is the type of situation where we have to allow capitalists, so-called capitalists, to handle the climate problem. Don't let the socialists handle the problem because the problem won't get solved, it'll get worse. You have private corporations right now that have invented machines or ideas that are cleaning up garbage from the ocean. People are going to be able to solve these problems. And then what the first thing that these climate people do? They shut down biotech. They say, oh, we don't want to deal with, you know, the tech people that want to help with this issue. Well, how else do you clean up stuff without technology? At one point, the garbage truck was technology. Then the garbage truck had arms and picked up your garbage. The guy didn't have to sit outside the truck. Technology is always going to be around. So technology is going to have to help us clean up this mess. And the first thing we want to do is attack the technology.
Well, you're right. They want to be able to decide what technology we can have and be the new kings of the earth.
Right. And they don't want to create solutions. They don't want things to get better because then they're out of a job.
I was about to say, why are they so anti-success? Because the left admits now, and the whole environmental movement is about an anti-human future. It's just a nightmare. We're all going to die. It all sucks.
I mean, if you're a garbage man and there's no garbage, you're out of business. If you're an activist and there's no problems, you're out of business. And these people are making a lot of money as activists. So the only thing they can do is, after a problem solved, is create a new problem. That's what socialists specialize in, creating problems out of thin air.
All right, I want to ask you, Hotep, we're going to break, what you want to get into, because you've always got a lot of really cool stuff on your radar. We're going to come back real fast and finish up with Leo Zagami, who I appreciate coming on short notice because he broke this story as we learn more developments. We'll be right back on the other side. But Hotep, I know you also have some websites, not just on Twitter. I'm always pushing people away from those big platforms. Where else can we find Hotep Planet?
HotepNation.com is the best place. You'll get an idea of our philosophy. Some people think it's a religion. It's not a religion. It's an ideology or philosophy. So if you go to HotepNation.com and just
you also
read the
sell a book, Dominate Twitter. All right, we'll be back with Hotep Jesus, Leo Zagami, and Alex Jones. Now that's three weirdos. What a crazy time. Hotep Jesus is our guest here, one of the great top marketers, expert on Twitter, but a really smart guy about the New World Order. And Leo Zagami, best-selling author, Vatican expert, and so much more, who we got on because he had a breaking story at leozagami.com. Leo, I want to get you back on soon. Thanks for popping on short notice. What else would you like to talk about that's happening in the world right now?
Well, I would like to conclude regarding Greta, the fact that she has Asperger's syndrome, and this has been proven by exorcists in the past to lead to demonic possession. So I respect totally what your guest is saying and giving, of course, the more materialistic view of how she's being used and abused. But there is also a spiritual problem here, and it needs to be addressed seriously, because this woman is demonically possessed, and demonic possession is a very serious issue. So thank you for having me on and giving me the possibility to break this to all our viewers.
Well, as it unfolds, the story you're breaking, the CPS is sent to her house. Please join us again the next few days. Thank you, Leo.
Thank you, Alex. God bless.